Hello YouTube, this is Kim Apocalypse, and today I'm going to talk about a few things, but I'm going to make it short and sweet, and I'm trying to squeeze this video in between, I'm still moving and I ain't got everything situated yet, so, but I didn't want to leave you hanging like I did last week. I think I kind of drew that one out a little too much, but anyway, the H9F, I want to update everybody on that. I actually canceled the order. The reason I canceled the order is because I'm rethinking it. The H9F seems to be a good TV. It really does. To me, personally, I don't think the Hisense is well enough established yet. The reason I'm saying that is because their quality control is maybe a little bit off. I've heard of vignetting in the corners and dirty screen effect, but down in the bottom corner. I've seen a lot of people complain about black crush to where you're watching a movie, but on dark scenes it gets a little too dark, and it drowns out like detail and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to wait on the TCL 625, which should be out. Is it October, November? I think it's October. So I've been reading up the specs on that, and a lot of people has been down on it, saying it's still a 60 hertz panel. It's not a 60 hertz panel. The 55 inch and the 65 and the 75 inch are going to be 120 hertz panels. The 49 inch is going to be a 60 hertz panel. Kind of like what Samsung did with the Q6FN. What was last year? The panel in the 49 inch was only a 60 hertz, and it affected it. You can actually tell a big difference. So I'm going to go ahead and wait on that TCL, because it's going to be very competitively priced with the Hisense. They said it's going to be probably right at or possibly a little bit cheaper. So if I can get a 65 inch TCL 625 for say $799 or $849, I mean, that's still $50 off of the $899 price of the Hisense, which to me it's not very established here in the United States yet. If you remember, Vizio, they've been out for a while now, and their last year was the first year that they've actually started, I'm going to say, gaining a foothold, because not only did they bring out the P Series, which was an excellent TV, but they brought out the Quantum X from last year, which, no, I'm sorry, not the Quantum X, that's this year. The P Series Quantum last year, which, if you got to see one in person, was phenomenal. Speaking of the Vizio P Series, I'm sorry, the X, Best Buy actually has them marked down. The 65 inches are marked down to $13.99, which, if you've been keeping track, that's a really good deal, because the contrast ratio is like through the roof on that thing. Now, I'm not cutting anything away from the Quantum P Series. It looks really good. It really does. It's not as bright as I'd want it to be, but that's why you have the X. Because I mean, it's very bright. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's is that one 2500 nits? I think it is. I'll double check and make sure. But anyway, everybody's talking about the TCL 625 series, which should be out next month or so. I think I'm going to give it a shot, because TCL last year had proved that they can make a quality TV at a very reasonable price. So I think I'm going to shoot for that. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate mail, or hate messages, sorry, saying, "Hey, what, you need to go with the Hisense. It's a great TV. I have one." I know I've read your comments, and a lot of people has them. A lot of people's happy with them, but I just personally, I'm going to try for the. I'm going to go ahead and try for the Quantum TCL, which is, I mean, it's going to have a high peak net brightness too. And of course, all these TVs support Dolby Vision, except for Samsung. So Samsung's still stuck on HDR10 Plus, which I don't think is going to fare very well in the upcoming months. I think everybody's pretty much hung on Dolby Vision right now. Video game wise, some exciting news for some of you people that have Nintendo Switches or Nintendo fans. Nintendo, out of the blue, just threw, if you have the subscription, just threw 20 Super NES titles on the backwards compatibility, I guess. It's the free ones that you get when you have a subscription. They already have some great NES, but now they're throwing some NES titles out. And, I mean, they have some great titles. I think A Link to the Past is on there. Super Metroid's on there. Two of some of my favorite games. So I mean, if you're into video gaming and you have a Nintendo Switch, that's very exciting. I happen to have a Switch and a PS4 Pro and an Xbox One X, which I'm pretty excited to play Gears of War 5 in the next couple of days. But anyway, that's great news for Nintendo fans. Also, I wanted to mention that if you have a chance to play The Man of Medan, which just came out, it's made by Supermassive Games, the ones who made Until Dawn for the PS4. It is a great submersive game. You really get into it. So you might want to try that one out. Now, I'm not trying to throw out a bunch of video gaming news. I mean, I'm a tech geek. I like video games. I like TVs. I like sound bars. I like Blu-ray players, 4K players. Sorry. Which, by the way, I think I'm going to try for the 800M2 Sony. Or I might go with the LG 90, UBK90, because it seems to be a really good one. Just because they both play Dolby Vision, and 90% of the discs that are out now, 4K wise, support Dolby Vision. So I mean, it's already encrypted on there, so all you have to do is watch it. I'm hoping to be moved by next week. And if so, I'll have a more detailed, less scrambled video. I know I'm all over the place this time. There's a bunch I wanted to talk about, but there's a bunch I can't talk about because, like I said, I'm in the middle of moving and getting everything straight. And you don't want to leave your old house a mess for the new person. So I want to get everything situated with that and get everything done right. And also I didn't want to not do a video because I enjoy doing these videos every week, and I get a lot of comments, and I appreciate your comments. Honestly, I'd like to know what y'all think. And it doesn't have to be about TVs. I know I do TVs, but you can do video games, sound bars, players, like I said, game systems themselves. I don't do PC gaming. I'm sorry, guys. It can be movies, anything like that. So if you have any questions or comments or like to see something on the channel, please let me know. I'm full of ideas, but some of my ideas might not be of interest to you guys. So, I'd like to know what y'all would like to see, and just let me know, and that way I can do it. But anyway, this is Kim Apocalypse. Like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll have more for you next time.